The Kitchen Banter. We're talking pickleball, where the drama gets loud. Local courts, bad calls, and a rowdy crowd. Tony's fighting this black cloud, doubting himself, but give him one good shot, he's feeling himself. Haters analyzing the game like only he can. Daniel's on the mic with a grin and a smile. Don't get too close or he'll lob you in style. Let's get you better.
All right, well, we have Jason back with us. So, everyone loves Jason, of course. So
thank you.
We thought we might start having Jason on more as a regular host and not just everyone's favorite guest. So we're gonna see how it works out. What do you think, Tony?
Yeah, definitely.
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
We had a good time last time.
Add value in many different ways.
Let's do it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel has put together a few things he wants to talk about, right?
I think we're gonna go with the initial first. But yeah.
The initial, as far as you want to start with, like what happened to you the other night, and get into some awareness issues.
Yeah, we can go
okay, because I mean
you want.
everybody can relate to
Yes.
that. In all over the pickleball community. Basically, it happens to everybody on every level.
It all comes back to the etiquette episode, really, is like we just keep experiencing more and more etiquette issues.
Well, and also what's right and what isn't. I mean, because there's times when you have to do things like that. So what we're talking about is like when there's a game that's like set and it's at a higher level perhaps than somebody else coming in. And when is it appropriate for someone to get in those games? Because, I mean, we all have to get in a higher level here and there, right? You agree with that or no?
Yeah. I mean.
Right. But when is it not appropriate? When is it like, hey, this is a higher end game, leave us alone, we got a set thing going?
I think specifically, we had a game last Thursday with 4 people, Adam, Daniel, me, and Jackson. And we started a little earlier than most people get to the park to play. But as they showed up, some of them came over. And they asked if it was a private game. And I said, it was. We set it up on the phone, and we just play among ourselves. But that's tricky situation.
It's tricky
some days, right? Because Cohadjo doesn't have a designated challenge court or a winner's court. Nobody usually really uses the racks, but they sit down and you know who's next, right? So, if you're friendly about it, you can just say it's a private game. And I think that if you've respected other people's private games, they'll respect yours. And that's how.
Right, but you can see it from both ends, though. So sometimes you're playing a private game. You get there early. You know you got everything set. Like no one's going to bother you. But then it encroaches upon people coming in. And you see it from that way. Like, why is this guy, doesn't he see what's going on here? We got a set game. And you kind of have some awareness. But then from the other end, when is it where, hey, I want to see if I could get a little bit higher play. Will these guys accept me to play a game or two? Or should I just stand back? Like, when is that okay?
I think if somebody says to the group, hey, I know you guys are with yourselves, but maybe when you finish, if 3 of you would mind playing one game with me, I'd really appreciate that. And usually you will have 3 people say, well, that's pretty fair. He's going to step over here and give us as much time as we need and not bother us or whatever. Not that it would be a bother, but not making you have the pressure of thinking he's wanting to play. And then when you're all done, say, hey, come on in. We got a game for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair. And a few episodes ago, we just talked about when we originally started, everyone just showed up and played, right? Well, everyone's getting better now. So it's like, although we might have private games, even other people are just setting up private games, right? So I think it's going more and more that direction. Because I'm on some group text and you see like, hey, let's play today or play this way. And my thing is, even though one day I might set up a private game with you and just Tony or whatever the case might be, like, I don't want to be a jerk to the other guys, just, even though they're my friends showing up to play, right? Like, that's where it's just an awkward spot. It's like, hey, doesn't mean we don't like you. So we're just trying to create awareness around that, I guess is what we're trying to say, too.
Right. I mean, you should basically be within one level of the people you're trying to play with.
Yeah.
If it's 4-5s, you need to be 4-0. You don't want to 3-5 is
right.
Is a little too far, right? I think that for me, it happens sometimes when we're all out, not in a game that's pre-set up, and you have 4 really good players, which is hard to get sometimes, and then somebody who's maybe a couple level off comes over and starts waiting, and it doesn't feel great. But I'll just flat tell them that, you know, maybe find a game more appropriate to your level,
Mm-hmm.
and don't break our game that we don't get to play in very often. And it doesn't always go over well, but
Well, if however it goes over, it's going to go over better with you than it would
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
So,
true.
yeah, I understand from your perspective, it's going to go over at the highest level because they're taking you as the utmost serious situation. Okay, this guy serious, but like, what about us? Like, are we dicks? Are we dickheads?
no.
Like, if we do that,
No, I don't think so. I mean, there's just so many different situations I've been. I remember we went somewhere and there was a bunch of courts and it had been raining and we drive to court and we started playing on it and people started showing up and it was only dry court and they wanted to start waiting to come in, and we said you can wait all day, but until you drive that court over there, you're not playing on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think what I've noticed too from you guys just hearing as your levels get higher, it seems like there's so much like unspoken animosity, bad communication between people approaching the games, and like just be open about it. Like, I mean, I've approached y'all's game and you know I have no intention of playing, but the people you're playing might not. And I'll even outright say, hey guys, I'm just watching. Don't worry about me. I'm not trying to wait to get in the game. It's just really just the communication. I think it gets more and more hush hush when you get to those higher levels, that there's that weird contention.
I think it's because it's newer. I don't think we've, until recently, last few months, set up private games. So I think everyone's just used to, you're after court, you're going to play with everyone. So I think it's transitioning now to more of some set games. I think that's why. But yeah, you're right. The other night we were playing and you sat down and a couple of guys like, oh, is he going to join us? Like,
Yeah,
get
I
in
know.
there.
And I just outright threw it out there. Got ahead of it. Like, no, guys, I'm just watching. You know, I'm about to head out.
Yeah.
well, there's awareness there too.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. That's a big part, is people knowing kind of where they belong and what levels they are, and know which games to join, right?
And also, as more of these private clubs open and people start going there, you're going to be paying to reserve a court. So you're not going to be switching, right?
That's true. Yeah, you're
Four
paying money.
people just paid for this court. This is
Yeah.
our court for the next 2 hours, and we're going to use it.
Yeah.
You're going to see, as the private clubs come into more prevalence, you're going to see more just set games, especially with the better players.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's hard to get a really good game sometime.
Yeah.
Which on Artie's episode and them, they did seem very prevalent on like maybe starting something like that at Kojo with the Challengers Court and things like that. They seem very open to that idea and wanting to look into it. So that could change things over at Kojo.
Yeah. So that episode hasn't come out, so you haven't seen it yet. But we asked already about like, hey, have you guys thought about, which they don't run the park, but
Right.
they have the club.
Big influence with it.
Yeah. So we're like, have y'all thought about adding a challenger court, or like, hey, just labeling like one set as beginner, intermediate, and advanced to try to like ease some of that so people can know where to go a little bit better.
Or even just one challenger court
Yeah.
helps, really, honestly.
Yeah, it's tough. We pretty much know all the good players at Cohadra,
Yeah.
right? So we say, okay, he's coming over. We might get 2 courts going together, and one's the A court, one's the B court, even though it's still a close level, and you
Mhm.
just switch among those two. There's been a lot of that.
Let's see.
It seems like there's a level now that's very low as far as the amount of people here. Like maybe only like 6 or 8 people in the area are at that like level that you could get a decent game at. You know what I mean? And that's it. And then those people are pretty exclusive. And I understand why. I mean, you want to get a good game, right? So the B level, so like a hair lower, say, not a hair, but a little bit lower maybe, is a larger group, but still not big. Maybe 25 people in the area or something. I'm just doing quick math. And then those games are probably more easily influenced by a lower level. So that level to get to the next level is, I think, a little, and I speak for myself because I think I'm like right in that middle B level, like I'm like in the middle of there. So if I wanted to go to the next level, which I question whether I do sometimes based off the energy and other things in life, it's hard to get in there, I think. Or is that in my head?
I mean, it probably is. I mean, in any sport, the better you get, the smaller the group.
Yeah.
Right? So your possible playing opponents get to be less and less. And then we all know each other. And so we know who's in that group. And that, like last weekend when I was talking to John about this weekend, one person was out of town, the whole game is off. There's just nobody to put in.
Right.
Mhm.
Right? So we'll just have to pick it up next week.
And you've also seen, Tony, how much it affects playing with lower level people. It affects your own game when you try to go to high level because you kind of get in a weird play mindset.
Not really, not really physically, because I think
Emotionally.
Jason made a really great point once about playing with everyone, and playing like down. You can really practice your offense and stuff, what you need to do, and when you get those hard games, you could practice your defense and also start learning what people are going to do to you. That's a big thing. You say what they're going to do, because you don't know what you don't know, right? You're ignorant. If you're ignorant, it's not that you don't have the ability. You could work to that ability. It's just that you don't know what's coming and how to counter that until you know. So if you don't get those games, you can't grow.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't. So it's kind of like at that situation. And then when you get into those games, if you play a lot of what you just described, you're really unprepared. I think you're more unprepared than if you played less of those games. I think. I could be wrong on that. Even though you're practicing your offense.
So playing down can affect.
I think as far as your ability to really be prepared for what's coming at the higher level might be a little down.
I think playing down also can kind of get you in that like kind of loose, silly.
But it's fun
mood.
though. Like if you're just playing I love playing for fun. So I'm not talking about that. Like playing for fun, I don't care what I'm doing. I can play with beginners. I was playing with beginners for like 3 weeks. Just playing with beginners, so much fun. Because you felt like I was like teaching at the same time, just kind of messing around and trying things, lobbing things, playing around. It's the best.
But then you got to be able to switch that
well,
on.
if you then get a good game, let's say one day I'm with Daniel and Daniel's like, hey, you can play with Jorge and Gannon. It's like, all right, it's fun, exciting, but like I'm not prepared. But if I played with Jorge and Gannon and Daniel, say, for a month straight, I'll be a different player.
Right, for sure.
So where do you go?
Yeah.
That's what I have that a lot, but I think a lot too.
Just depends on how much serious pickleball you want to play. Like I said, I only need a few hours of really serious pickleball a week.
Yeah, but you're at a level too to where
your baseline is still well above.
Your floor is so high that, you know what I mean? Like you can go play some bad games and be able to re-pick up the good games real quickly, to where we're still on that climb up, right? We're still trying to get to that high level to where our floor is so much lower than yours, to where
Daniel said he was a 2.5 yesterday.
Rock bottom.
I don't think he was that low.
I think the difference is my ability to adjust to different games, that like power game, spin game, both games, just to be able to dial in and say, this is how you're going to more neutralize that. Maybe you can't do it the first game, right? I'm fine that I'm a third game player, right? I'm not even warmed up till the third or fourth game, right? So if I'm playing with Daniel and Adam and the balls are just coming lightning fast all the time, it might take a full game to dial in how to slow that down, to get the feel in. But then once you can do that, you're fine.
But you can't do that if someone's sitting on the bench waiting to get in, and then you got to go sit afterwards.
Right. And actually, I had a game last night where we lost. I was playing against Jorge, and he gave me his spot because he knows that it's hard for me to sit for 20 minutes and then keep playing. But he can jump right back in at 24 years old versus 54 years old, where I'm already stiffened up in the cold. I'm ready to go home. And so he wants me to stay and play, so he'll give me his spot, and then I'll go in and play a few more games.
Is he really 24?
He sounds like a nice
24
guy.
or 25.
Gosh, man, he is young. He is a good guy. Everyone loves Jorge.
Yeah, he's pretty friendly. Pretty happy guy. Just always smiling, loves pickleball, loves to be out there, and comes from a really good family, so we spend a lot of time trying to bring him along.
You were doing lessons with him, right?
I wasn't doing lessons. I was just kind of mentoring him.
Right. Okay.
Just drilling with him and saying, this is the shot in this situation, or do this, don't do that.
How long did that take before we see the Jorge we see today? Like how long did that
6
process
months.
take? 6 months.
6 months. I mean, his skill level on certain things is good or exceeded mine. I think the difference now is all the experience. What's going to happen next? Like, I think I know he's going to do next before he knows what I'm going to do next.
Yeah, which Daniel and I talk about that too with you. Even though, age and mobility may slow down, your ability to just know where the ball's going to land and your positioning can keep you alive in games.
Right. There's only so many shots, so many specific angles a ball is going to go to from where certain spots it lands, right? And so if you can narrow that down, you're doing pretty good. And I mean, I should be able to, because a pickleball court's just a small tennis court, and I stand on the tennis court all day and watch people hit balls, so you know the angles that are going to happen. And sometimes when extreme angles happen, it's only because of an accident.
Yeah.
It
Right.
spins off the paddle.
They
or
can't,
Yeah,
they
something
can't repeat
happens.
it, even if they did
I
it.
tell
Yeah.
people you need to see it 3 times before you adjust to it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, you can't adjust to it on the first time if you're not sure if it was purpose or an accident.
Okay.
Alicia has that extreme little backhand angle she does,
Yeah,
but
she does.
she's done it more than 3 times. So I think you got to adjust.
That is a special shot she has.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she does good with it.
Mhm.
Well, Jorge, it's funny you mentioned that. He is very good. I would say when I play against him, he anticipates very well, right? Like very, very well. Like he'll counter balls or speed them up where most people will reset them because he kind of knows where the ball is going to go. So I'm sure that comes from your mentorship because he's really, really good at that.
Yeah, but he's young and quick, right?
Yeah.
He's got good reflexes, and he's battle tested. He wants to play a lot of tournaments, and
Yeah.
he jumps right in and wants to challenge himself the most he can. And that's pretty good.
Who's his go-to partner for tournaments?
Kid named Brandon out of Lake City.
Yeah.
Mm. He's really good too, yeah.
He's left-handed, and they're a good team together. I don't think he's as good as Jorge is now, but I don't want to say for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like, speaking of that, do you like playing with left-handed people?
You stack, yeah.
It's tough
Just
with me.
depends on how much. When I have my right side in the middle, my forehand in the middle, I creep so much to the center to be dominant, and then I'm clashing with that left-handed player a lot. I find it better that if he's going to give me the middle, we'll be fine. But if not, I find it better just to play regular.
Yeah, no stacking.
I don't need to stack your forehand to my forehand where we're going to just be crashing into each other all the time,
Yeah.
where our positions are actually a little more defined when we just play normal.
And you have a crazy backhand too. So, I mean, you on that side is, I don't know.
Yeah,
Almost
I don't
better
mind being over
sometimes.
there. I don't mind being over there, but I can't be over there and control the court.
Right.
Right. So if it's a match where I have to control the court, I have to be on the left side.
Mhm.
And if it's all pretty even and my partner's going to control it just as well as me, then it really doesn't matter where I'm at.
Makes sense.
So if he's playing with someone like you, it's cool. You can control your side.
Tony and I are stacking the whole time.
Yeah. Exactly.
He just hangs out at the baseline.
Yeah.
And Jason
I hang
plays
out
the
on the
whole
foul
court.
side. Off
Actually,
to
you
the
just sit on the bench and Jason
right.
plays.
Yeah.
No.
Have some water.
Bring him, make sure he doesn't sit down.
Yeah, you hydrated, Jason? Need anything?
Oh, that's funny. So we have some pointed questions for you. So part of having Jason on too is some of the educational piece. Obviously, you have a lot of knowledge. So part of our podcast, we want to have fun and just talk about things that are happening all around. What just in general pickleball, but also like some tips and things for beginners or even intermediate levels. So the first thing, one of the first topics we want to talk about is just actual serving. So I tend, and Tony and I, we disagree big time on this topic. But serving, we'll start with just kind of serving in general. Like, what do you think are some of basic, normal things that would be a good idea for someone, if they're like, hey, I want to get better at serving, or what's some serving tips for me?
Well, serve is obviously the serve and return are the two most important shots, right? Because if you don't do either one of those, you don't get a point started. And it used to be thought of in pickleball, how we talked about how when the play was a lot slower, get your serve in deep and go from there. You're not acing anybody in pickleball very much. Now you can make forced errors, right? But as the game's changed, so is the thoughts about pickleball. Serving especially at a higher level. So that's when I'm speaking about it. I'm speaking of it from the guys I play with in competition. And really now the rule is if you're not missing 1 or 2 out of 10 because you're going for it, you're probably losing ground. We just call a missed serve in the budget.
Mm-hmm.
Makes
There's
sense.
certain things that we call that are just in the budget. All right, that we are going to account for we're going to miss 1 or 2 serves out of 10 because we were just really going after the ball, and that you're not going to be able to attack the ball that much on a serve all the time and not miss a couple. But the other 8 that you made in, you might have forced 5 short returns. And
It's worth it then.
right. And then there's a risk reward factor that turns out still okay for you.
Yeah.
Right. As long as it's within reason, like you said, 1 or 2 out of 10.
In the budget.
Right. If it was 1 or 2 out of 5, not
It's
so
not
great.
in the budget.
Right. So we're just kind of in the middle of what we both
Yeah.
thought.
So I tend to think people just serve way too easy, honestly. Like a lot of games, I can only think of when I'm playing, like maybe 2 or 3 guys that serve tough to where I'm like, okay, I got to pay attention or something like that. But I think a lot of people just serve way too easy. I just need to get the ball in type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, in like somebody like me who plays tennis and I feed tennis balls all day to spots on a court that you have to be able to hit it really well, like I'm the living ball machine.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I can go out on a serve and target the corners
Mm-hmm.
or really close to the lines, probably much easier than you can without it actually being risky.
Yeah.
Right. But I can't hit the ball as hard as you guys do. So I'm trying to use corners, spins, cuts, variants. Which way is the wind going? Can we get my spin working with the wind? Those type of things.
Trying to serve to their backhand, maybe things like that.
Oh
Yeah, I mean, like you're never serving a ball to Gannon's backhand because where he stands.
Yeah.
He's almost out of the court.
Mhm.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, looking for his forehand.
Yep.
But I think it's a mistake because sometimes when I have got it to his backhand, his chip return stayed much lower and was much harder to deal with than his topspin forehand.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's just more comfortable hitting the topspin forehand, which then obviously bounces up to you and you can counter it better than a big sliced
Sure.
backhand. There's certain people I won't serve their backhand if they cut it. They cut it so much it just stays so low the third shot becomes very difficult to drop or drive. So I'd rather just play to their strengths to get what I want.
So you don't like it when I like when people cut the ball back to me with a backhand, like Adam, because then it allows me to hit a forehand that I can get to really top spin.
Yeah, it just depends. It just depends for me.
Okay.
I mean, I'm hitting up from the slice, right?
Yeah.
But if they hit me a topspin ball and it bounces higher, I'm at least hitting it level,
Yeah, because you hit a flatter ball.
right?
Yeah.
Because I hit a flatter ball. But everything's risk reward variable. Anything can change in an instant.
Yeah.
Your second shot, you want it always deep. Is that pretty much? I mean, that's kind of was the norm, is always to return it deep.
Depth is always the best thing. It beats power and spin. Depth. Well, how does real depth come? People don't understand. You just can't decide you're going to hit the ball deeper unless you decide you're going to hit the ball higher over the net.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because you could hit a ball that's 100 miles an hour, and if it clears the net by a half an inch, it's still landing short.
Mhm.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay?
Which
And
way the
most
ball's
people
designed.
get in love with these balls that are going really fast and in a straight line like a laser, right? It's just not as good as a ball that had a little
That's
less
landing
pace,
deep.
more arc, that's landing deep.
Mm-hmm.
Just you're visually in love with that shot, but it's not going to produce better results for
So
you.
it's not that important that you're keeping them deep as far as is where they make point of contact. It's very important where it lands deep.
Well, it can't land deep and have them hit. They have to hit it from a deep spot if it lands deep. I mean, so
Well, but I mean the opposite. If you hit a rocket hard just barely over the net, it might bounce in the middle, but they're still receiving it deep, which is, I guess, okay.
well,
But
they're
it's-
stepping into it. A good player says,
Exactly.
"Okay, that ball's coming low over the net,
right.
so I know it's going to land in front of me. So now I'm moving forward, and so I have momentum coming into this shot,
Yep.
and I'm going to rip it already. So now I'm ripping it at you while I'm running at it from a closer distance. Those are problems.
Yeah. I mean, at my level of play, I've noticed even those balls, the more hang time they have, the more likely they are to make a silly error
Right.
too.
Well, you think about a lot. You have too much time to think.
Yes. Yeah. Which happens a lot even with the lobs. Like people are running around and like they know, okay, I'm going to be here. And then the ball's floating. And then next thing you know, they drive into the net.
Yeah, I don't think that happens as much.
Not
on
at
a higher
y'all's,
level.
but yeah.
I look at it 2 ways, I guess. first with the actual serve. Yeah, sometimes you'll serve to get a return you want. Like if you're playing guys, right? Like and then if I guess you're playing people you don't know, then I guess you go with like, what's my best serve? I kind of do it two different ways. Like, I'll either serve to someone with weakness if I know them. If not, then I go to whatever my strength is. Is that a good mindset? Is that something or?
Yeah. Also, it's also about what do you want on your third shot?
Yeah.
When I serve you this way, what are you giving me?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you're probably not going to miss the return, even no matter where they serve, however you create a serve. So, what are you giving them to get what you want on the next ball? Sometimes you'll see that the best serves make the best returns. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if you hit the ball really fast and you're playing a good player, he's just coming back that fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you might if you give him a weird angle on the serve, he's going to give you a weird angle on the
Something I'm
return.
used to. Yeah.
Okay. So you have to ask, do I really want that? Okay. Because if you're serving, you're the back player and they're returning and they get to be the up player. So if you give them a weird angle reserve and you're back and they get return from a weird angle, but they come to the net now, they're in a power position when
you're at a weird angle.
You're dealing with this weird angle from back where they don't have to let the ball bounce and you did.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, though, would you say that with that particular example, it'd be better just to do a conservative, regular, deep serve, nothing crazy?
I mean,
now you're going to get something probably less angly, for instance.
I think it's situational. I mean, I was playing with a partner at the U.S. Open and we had match point and he went for a big serve and missed it. And we never had another match point.
Mm-hmm.
Turned the ball over and lost the next 3 points. We were up by 1. And then that was at the U.S. Open in a really big match where I would have really loved to just see that serve go in and see what happened.
The
in
nerves
that
from
point,
the returner. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he had been serving so well that it was helping us. But it's just at that time he missed it. But we never got the ball back after that.
Which, not so much on the serve, but to go back to what you were saying before about being able to duplicate those shots 3 times to make it something to account for. I find out all the shots that I hit are crazy I can never duplicate are because the ball coming to me had such a crazy thing on it from the other player. Like spinning it and then I go to hit it and it cuts really hard down. And I can't duplicate that. It's because you actually gave me the ability to do that. Like you made me look good by putting so much spin and craziness on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the things that players of all levels could do is change where they stand when they serve to what suits them the best, right? So if I'm serving the very first point of the game and I have a great backhand, but I'm netting right next to the middle of the center mark and I serve to you, every return you hit's going to be to my forehand if I'm right-handed because that's the whole court's to my right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you favor your backhand, then you need to move all the way out and serve from there. So every return would be to your backhand.
Yeah.
Then when you serve to the other side, if you still love your forehand and you're serving from the middle again, every return is going to be to your backhand. So get out wide, hit the same serve, and then let them return to your forehand to what you want.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'll say for the most part, everyone I see stands in the same spot on every serve.
Right.
Yeah. Nobody moves.
Right, but they're not varying that to think about that. They're just maybe in the middle of the back court, and if it comes forehand or backhand, they'll just play whatever. They're not thinking they could really influence.
Yeah.
When you're returning a serve, what are you looking for as far as who you're going to return it to?
That varies. I think you're always looking for, like, if I'm on the, I don't know, in what they would call it, in the first box you serve to is that's the even box or the deuce box in tennis. I don't know what they call it in pickleball exactly, but I'm always trying to return down the line so that my partner who's at the net can shift to the center because my ball's far to the right.
Okay.
So that third shot that they're now hitting has to get by a guy in the middle because he followed my return naturally to the right side of the court.
Right. And
so you're
just
trying
going
to
up the
return
line.
straight down
I'm
the
returning
line.
straight
And
down
you're
the
going
line
down
as
the
tight
line.
as I can.
Okay.
so that my partner can come to the center.
Closing the gap.
Yeah.
And then
the coverage.
any return that's even slightly gettable by him, even if he has to come all the way over and take that next ball in front of me and then just move straight back to the left, is fine with me.
Mhm.
No easy thirds for the opponent.
Mhm.
Okay. Where you might think, hey, he's on my side of the court taking my shot. It's his shot in that situation. He clears back out after it and then we play.
Okay.
Mhm.
Right. So usually if you're returning down the line on the first point, that's to a right-hander's backhand.
Yes.
So if you can get it hard and deep, they're not going to have the accuracy with it. So a lot of times that guy in the middle can pick it off.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
All right. On the other side, does that work as well? Not as much because you're going right to their forehand.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I pull my partner to the middle, they might have more chances to create angles on it that they wouldn't have otherwise. But still, you want to start that way.
Mm-hmm.
See, is it working? And then
Adjust.
deviate from it only if it's not working. How many times out of 10 does it have to work for it to be working? Is 6 out of 10 enough? I bet it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
60-40 is a pretty good.
Of course, the other 4 that aren't work doesn't mean you're losing anything. It just means you
Doesn't-
didn't gain as much momentum at the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
a good question. So when I'm on the left side and returning the serve, I've found when I go all the way back angle, so deep angle, unless I hit a really good one, I have to get up to the line quick because I'm in their forehand, right? And my partner has to cover their right line, so that's problematic. So I tend to go kind of in the middle, flat on those.
Yeah, that works. I mean, you're not enough people play for their partner's position.
Yeah,
Okay. And that's really important. I don't know. There's a lot to think about there. I also tend to think not just serving wise, but returning wise. If you're playing doubles, I know at the highest levels, they will return to the person that is the most threat at the net to be a poacher. So say
Okay,
I'm playing
yeah.
with somebody really young and fast, and I keep dropping these thirds, and they keep getting in front of the person I'm dropping it to, and when y'all pop it up or don't even pop it up, he's still there being really aggressive. That's the person now that's going to get all the returns because
Because I'm back.
we don't want him up there poaching.
Mhm.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
All right. So said we thought it would be better that Jason hit the returns because his third's not as good as this guy's, but this guy was way so good at poaching that now we're going to hit him the returns. The thirds might be harder, but Jason's not as much of a threat at the net.
Mhm.
The cat and mouse game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Do you see at the high level, do you guys see confusion when you hit, say you return it to the guy's backhand deep, like kind of in the middle though, maybe 2 feet on like his square, and it kind of becomes a decision of, is the other guy going to step over and forehand it at the baseline, or is he going to do the backhand? Is there any confusion between that you create between those players at high levels?
You know, at the high levels, I think they have a person who they know that they want to hit the third.
Mhm.
And so if I'm on the left side and my partner's on the right side, that ball's almost going to have to be on the right side of his body for me not to take it.
To take that,
And then if it's on the left side of his body, even if it's 2 steps into his court, he knows I'm taking it. I
Mhm.
think it's kind of like volleyball. You know, the second person's always the setter.
Mhm.
Mhm.
They know which person's hitting it every time. I think they have that idea at a high level.
Mhm.
Like when John and I play and I'm serving, he'll set up almost in the middle of the court when even when I'm serving, not on his side, not on my side, but in the middle, because we know that we want him to
Dropping.
be equidistant from the
Mhm.
third shot. And so I just move a little more to the right when I serve and let him take that spot.
Yeah. When I'm blessed to play with the great Daniel, sometimes he pretty much always takes that one, regardless of where it is. But you call for it and you say, and then I'll jump in with somebody else, and then the ball comes by, and I'm like, oh, okay, I could have just used my backhand, but I'm used to playing with you, who you're taking all of those pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, even obviously not on Jason's level, but
Yeah.
anything just because that midline, some people think like you don't go past that. No,
Mhm.
like you can go a foot or two in, which is kind of what Jason's saying, like on the outside of their body, which is
Mhm.
fine and take, depending on what type of return, right? If it's a low fast one, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, no
But if it's a high bouncy one that I can speed up, or
Mm-hmm.
not that I slow the ball down, although I'm learning, I'm going to try to whack that. So I think everyone, once you play, you get a feel. Even when Tony and I play together, like when I'm on the right side, he knows which ones I'm going to take. So I don't think there's confusion too much.
And for me, when I talk about this strategy, I think this is more of a tournament strategy
Mm-hmm.
because, like I've mentioned before, in practice at Cohadjo, don't hide your weaknesses.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're really trying,
Yeah.
I feel like you're directing that right
no,
at me. I feel like
no, I tell it to everybody.
Your two-hand backhand.
I feel like
I tell it to everybody. Don't hide your weaknesses. All right, if you're thinking that you want to run around this shot, hit it 10 times in a row when I hit it to you.
mm-hmm.
Even if it's costing you all the games, you have just got to hit it. When are you going to hit it? If it's not then, it's certainly
Right.
not going to start in the tournament.
Right.
Right.
That's a good point.
Mhm.
It's certainly not going to start in the tournament. And there is no progress made outside of the comfort zone. I mean, inside the comfort zone. You have to step out of your comfort zone to make real progress. Any spot in life, right? Not just pickleball. You
Mhm.
have to be out of the comfort zone for real progress to occur.
Yeah.
So if you're not uncomfortable at least a little bit of the time, you're probably just having fun with it. And if that's a conscious decision that you made, then there's no problem. But if you're truly trying to get better, you have to get out of your comfort zone.
Sure. Well, I think I could speak clearly to that, honestly, not joking around. But, I've always played it a certain way. You know this. And even last week, you're like, all right, Daniel, if you're going to actually start being serious, you got to start working on these things, which is what you're saying now. So I think I've actually said this on camera that I would never do drills or anything, but I actually drilled this week for an hour
Good.
with Jackson and Adam was there. And so, yeah, to your point, like, I've always played a certain way. So I went out of my way to try to do it. I actually enjoyed it, which is wild for me to say that.
Right. Jackson and Jorge and myself, we drilled the other night for
Yeah.
about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. You're going to hit 5 times more balls drilling,
Mhm.
Yeah.
right? And then you can get out of your comfort zone without it being a point, it costing you a point, right? Now, we are playing games,
Yeah.
right? But it's just,
It's a game within the game, though.
It's a game
something-
within the
yeah.
game.
It's not necessarily
right.
a game to win per se.
right.
Yeah.
It's the
You know.
game in the drill. We're not losing the court to anybody,
Yeah.
right? We're drilling and you're keeping score so the drill doesn't become non-competitive.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I actually liked it. Adam, he actually vowed never to drill again. he had a miserable time with it, which is wild because he can do. I feel like he's better at those shots than I am, but he had a really hard time with it. And I think it was because there was only 3 of us. So like when you not to get too in depth on the drill, but then not having 4 people, he's like, I don't have good spatial awareness now because I don't have 4 people on the court.
Right.
But-
Well, we drilled two on ones is a great way to
That's the
drill.
way we were doing
That's
it.
the best
He
way to
struggled
drill.
with that though.
Well, that just means he has to get better at it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I struggled
Right.
with it too, but it was fun though. I actually enjoyed it. I would do more of that. So
I have no problem getting out of the comfort zone, especially now coming back. Like I'm having probably the same amount of fun I was in the first
Yeah.
time because
Yeah.
now everything's just kind of messing around. I'm trying new stuff and I have zero pressure of how I should be. I recommend everyone take a year and a half off and then come back. And then you have so much more knowledge and wisdom of the game. You don't have the abilities at all, but you know what to do. And so now you're actually, everything you're doing though, since you know what to do, actually has a reason behind it, you know, of why you're trying something. As opposed to the beginning, you're just finding what you're comfortable with, you know?
I feel like the best year ever of pickleball was the first year. We talked
Oh,
about that the
for
other day.
sure.
Like the first year of pickleball was like the best year. You know, because like you could see progress every day because we jumped into it, right? You've seen us there all the time. We started. I got Sam into it. He got Evan into it. He got into it. Like everybody just got into it around the same time, and like everybody's progressing wildly, at least athletically. And even learning wise, like, because you're learning the game, you're learning how to dink, you're learning the strategy. So there's a massive progression. Plus, it's fun. So you're recognizing your athleticism. You're like, holy shit, I haven't done this since I was like 20 years old, like moving like that. Like, I still could move, you know? So all its gratification and fun and social and all that. And then at like a year in, it starts to get more technical. Do I want to put more time into it? Am I putting too much time into it? And how do I get better? Who do I play with to get better? So it's still fun. It's still a lot of fun, but I think the first year was like way gratifying,
Yeah.
way fun.
I don't know if you would be able to handle my situation because me knowing what I should do and all the things, having the knowledge of it, but not being able to do it, that would really frustrate you. For me, it makes it feel like everything I'm doing is with a true intent of like how you're supposed to be playing.
Mhm.
So like it helps me because I see the progression of what I'm trying to do. For you though, it might just be like mentally.
Well, for me,
wrecking.
it's like it has nothing to do with pickleball. has to do with anything.
It's
like,
where you should be. Yeah.
Business, anything. You know, if I was to
If you had the
do
knowledge.
what you did,
Mhm.
stop and like get lose whatever kind of ability I might have had in that particular hobby or field or whatever, it would be frustrating for me.
Mhm.
I would be able to get by, but it would be a mentally crippling thing in the process.
When you're not able to execute what
Yeah.
you know you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or the
And
but
what
rest
if-
still
of
do it.
Mhm.
And what if when you came back, you injured yourself?
What do you mean?
You
like
played a new
messed up-
sport for the first time
you,
in
like,
a long
messed up
time,
your IT band or something?
and like blow out a quad playing kickball.
yeah,
Like-
kickball specifically. Trying to hit Oppo.
Yeah.
Did you know that about Daniel?
What's that?
He hurt himself the other day playing kickball.
I saw the picture of the
Yeah.
kickball people. I figured I was too old to play in the kickball game.
I played in it. What
You
a same
played in
age.
it? Okay.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
50. It was 53 and under.
Yeah.
Just missed, Jason.
Put me out
Just
right
missed.
away. I was right on the cusp.
Yeah. No, the kickball was fun. Getting it was basically a baseball team stacked up that Daniel put together for us. And then some pickleball people we had to throw in at the last second because we had some people drop out.
For everyone to know, so we played what is it called? Cut Different was the charity.
So Cut Difference, a nonprofit. I don't want to butcher any of this, but Cut Difference, a nonprofit here in Ocala that helps out with mentorships of like kids and things like that. They also, I think, are opening an academy for like a school. They do summer programs and stuff now. So they had a field day that they have every year, and there's a kickball tournament. And so my wife wanted my kids to play on my team and all this stuff. So I had my wife ask, because she helps out with their social media and stuff, ask them, hey, what kind of tournament is this? Is this like kids and just like a fun kickball thing? And they said, put a team together to come and win the trophy. So then I, of course, get my most competitive friends I know, and Daniel starts recruiting just complete A-list people. And they didn't score one run on us. Like
In 3 games.
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
games, no runs scored.
0 runs on us, no matter what the team
And
was.
none of us had any real kicking ability. Well, you do.
Yeah.
You're soccer.
Well, Dan Quinchez.
And
Me
Gannon
Quinchez-
a little bit, I think, had some soccer
Yeah.
experience too. But
me,
most
me-
of us
me and
did not.
Quinchez mainly had like, we had different shots we knew we could do with
Yeah.
kicking.
Basically,
Everybody-
we just knew how
they
to
were-
field the ball.
Yeah. All the baseball guys just knew how to field. They knew how to get under it and not
Yeah,
not
throw
drop
people
it.
out of first base. Who throws people out of first base in kickball?
And what's funny is, so Alicia was upset with me because she's like, "You're not asking me to play," and I'm like, "Well, Tate told me to find the best guys I can, and I don't know who's gonna be at this tournament, so I recruit my son, who's in college playing
Right.
baseball, and some of my nephews who's a college baseball player." And so Alicia, like the whole way to, it was at Central Christian Church. She's like, "I can't believe you're not gonna let me play." I'm like, "It's not me. Like I was asked to
You
help."
put it on me.
I was, yeah, I did. I was like, I was asked to put together the best team. So the whole time she's like, she's giving me a hard time. And then in the championship game, I go to kickball. I hurt my quad. Like literally, I thought I blew my whole quad.
You thought you were going to
piece.
throw up, right? Like the
Yeah.
paint just like washed over you.
We did. I was walking over. It was actually a funny play too, because they made like 7 errors on the play. So I'm continuing to have to run to first base. And I'm like, please just get me out. I want to be out. And they like fumble this ball. Anyways, so I'm like trying not to. I'm going to sit on this bench. I'm literally thinking I'm going to throw up. I'm in that much like discomfort. But so then she gets to enter the game because we didn't have a backup player. So she got to come in and
She had her tennis shoes in the truck. I'll tell you that.
yes,
She was
did.
ready to go.
I've never seen her run so fast to go put her shoes on.
She was happy you got hurt.
I will say she is not normally overly sympathetic to me, but she knew I was struggling. So she was like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "I don't think so."
hmm
But as soon as I sat down and she knew I wasn't like gonna fall over, then it was like, "All right, I'm done with you. I'm out."
Well,
of
this
here."
might have worked out better for you
Yeah.
because she got to play.
Yeah.
And she got the picture. She was in
And
the
so
pic-
when
yeah.
you went home, you didn't have to hear about that anymore.
Mhm. Yeah. She was
And
next.
she
up
got
at bat.
on. She got on once.
She got on once,
Once,
got out
yeah.
one
once.
for two, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. What she only went up twice, so
Yeah.
wasn't
Not
bad.
bad.
So we had a bunch of pickleballers play with us. Because
Yeah.
a couple people
It was
backed out.
Gannon, Jackson,
Sam was there.
yeah, Sam, mm-hmm,
Dylan Grace.
mm-hmm. Rowan. I guess
yeah,
we
that's
consider him
good.
still a
Yeah.
pickleballer.
Yeah. Sam made an outstanding grab in center field.
Oh yeah, catches the ball, kind
He
of
was coming
bobbles
in.
it.
He had to come in on a hard line drive. Kind of, kickballs are bouncy. So I mean, he gets it low and it kind of bobbles because he's
stuck
down.
between
He's
his
almost on the
legs.
ground. He kind of grabs it with his knees
Good for him.
and somehow brought it back up and got it like and fumbled
roll.
around. It was
Wow.
wild.
I heard his mother was a good athlete.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely all Allie. Yeah, for sure.
And there
Allie
was a
gets a
big
shout out.
debate. There There was a big debate going into this. Are baseball players better kickballers or soccer players? I think.
No,
Gotta be a soccer player.
No.
no.
Zero
I said
chance.
it wasn't a debate. I said kickball is so much more baseball than it is soccer. You know, especially you don't want to kick it hard. You know, kickball because it's going to pop up and they're going to catch it. So being able to field is definitely way better. Having some placement options does help. Having a soccer background, maybe kicking with your right or your left, you have some choices if you've played soccer. But fielding is definitely the most important. And knowing just where to throw to. Like I'd ask you guys, all right, we throwing to second? Is that what we're doing here? If we get the ball, everyone's throwing to second. Like like you guys know all the analytics behind it.
Actually, now that I think about it, the only person on our team that didn't play pickleball before was my nephew Eric.
Eric, yeah.
Yeah, he's the only one. Rowan's played. Everyone else.
Everyone had a background.
And he was a monster that day too.
Yeah, my nephew.
Eric.
Yeah, he's a good athlete.
Even with the kicking.
He started off rough though. Remember you gave him crap about it?
Yeah,
right
warm
away?
ups.
Yeah.
I told him he was out of the family if he
was
could.
throwing people out from third base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's a hard ball to throw. too.
Hard ball to catch too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could like bounce out of your hands.
You talking about Tony's
Yeah,
hair?
I made a bad error at first. Like,
Hey.
it bounced like it was an easy pop up. Just like right there, like I'm under it, like laughing, and it pops out of my chest.
Oh.
Oh my god!
He didn't forget it the whole
Like,
time.
I'm like, yeah, I never, even to this day, I didn't forget. I'm like, I was a baseball player. My whole
They
life.
won't let you forget it either.
Yeah. Oh no, never. I won't let myself forget it.
Mhm.
Yes.
But
And then I was razzing you. He's already giving himself a hard time.
Oh,
but
brutal.
during the game, I was actually giving him a hard time.
yeah,
Although I never even touched the ball once
Oh, in the
on
outfield?
defense. No.
Really?
I didn't make one
I
single
had
play.
a lot of plays. I was pitching. I had a lot of plays.
You were the MVP, I think.
Yeah, I was surprised. Well, I also down talked myself a lot, letting you guys know, like, I didn't set the ball real high,
Yeah.
letting you guys know going into it that I'm not really that great at catching or anything, but I actually outperformed what I said.
Tony and I had a side text really questioning whether or not we should let you be the pitcher. We're like, this is going to be bad. We were going
Mhm.
back and forth. We just didn't know how to break it to you.
I figured, well, that was a better position. I could at least knock the ball down being tall versus just having a pop up and it bouncing out of my hands. I mean, that'd be brutal if that happened to me, you know? I mean, I couldn't imagine that happened to somebody
Probably couldn't
sleeping
sleep.
at night.
Couldn't sleep for a few
definitely.
days.
Yeah.
So
All right,
that
let's
was
get
our
back
see,
to
see what's
pickleball.
going on here. You recognize what's happening?
They're all
Yeah.
just giving Tony shit.
Never gonna let it down. Never.
One thing I didn't ask, so transitioning back to pickleball. I've seen people when they're serving. I wanted to ask this earlier. They like bounce the ball or serve the ball out of the air. Like what? I don't see why they would let the ball bounce. What do you think about that? Like, what's your? And my own wife lets it
No,
bounce.
I
What are
mean,
you talking about?
they changed the rules a couple years ago that you couldn't throw the ball up.
Yeah.
It had to be below the
Right.
waist, right? Come from below
No,
the
Below
waist.
the
serve.
waist, but also that you had to hold it almost palm
Couldn't
down
spin.
and release it, right?
What I'm saying is like a few people bounce the ball and then serve it.
Right.
Like Alicia's one of those, and I actually showed her that at first when she first started playing
I think
because her
it's-
drop was all over the place. I'm like, just like when
Right. I think that's part of it. Like the timing of it is
Yeah.
so much easier off the bounce
okay,
for them.
Mm-hmm.
but then the only
I think you probably lose some pace.
yeah.
Probably get more spin if you were trying, but it's either way.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Greg's
works.
the only other guy that I know that serves off the bounce.
Right.
It's kind of a whole nother variable. If
You
ask
had
me.
a kind of a dumb question the other day. It was just like hypothetical stuff about that. You might know the answer to. It had to do with serving. Like if you missed the ball, you didn't touch it though. You bounced the ball, completely legal. You swung, you missed, whatever reason. Maybe you were fucking around. Maybe you really missed, but you didn't touch the ball. That's not a serve, right? You never touched the ball.
I don't know the pickleball rule book, but I would imagine that it's similar to tennis, that if your intention was to serve the ball and you did not actually hit the ball, you might be penalized.
Okay.
It's that same way with golf. It's like it's
Actually, I
whatever
know
your
this. I
intent.
only know this
It's-
answer because I had two people reach out. Katina was one of them, and Charles, who I think was club pro, maybe at Country Club prior. They said that you can swing and miss as many times as you want. You just have to serve within 10 seconds.
That's weird
I'll look it up.
That's what I was told.
because I know
I didn't vet that, but two different
yeah.
people.
We got
said the
hundreds
same.
of people who are
It's all
waiting
about
on the
intent.
answer.
Yeah, the
hundreds.
pickleball rule book is definitely
Yeah.
not in my memory.
Really?
Right. We have refs and umpires, but yeah, I don't know about that for sure.
Gotcha.
Mhm. What was the? Oh yeah, there was another that play. I think last time I played where I hit it at you and it hit your wrist, but then it still came over the net,
Oh, that is true.
and you
yeah.
were wondering if it was in play or not.
Yeah, someone smashed one at me.
Yeah.
Someone
And
made
it hit, but it actually hit my wristband. So, and
okay.
someone said that day, it's like, it's got to be your wrist down. I'm like, well, it hit my wristband.
Yeah, that counts.
That counts.
it went over the net. Yeah. So that
We
was
didn't
your
get the
point.
point. We
What
lost.
about your shoulder, like up here?
Only for you.
There we go. See,
Yeah.
remember that next time.
That was, yeah, that was funny.
Mhm.
Chase was on the sidelines looking it up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some tricky rules.
Mm-hmm.
They're ever changing too, it seems like. Almost every year or so, they're like adapting and adjusting different things.
Definitely. It's going to be that way for a while.
Outlawing paddles, you know?
The
Yes.
paddles, yeah.
It's going to be that way for a while.
Jason's got the best paddle right there, that Engage one. That's the one I've
I
been.
brought my Engage
Yeah.
Alpha Pro.
Tony has that one.
Well, we talked about grips last time, so
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I,
And there-
I
and
asked
there-
you on the sideline because we were talking about them, and I didn't know what you were saying about
Yeah.
East,
so
Yeah.
I figured if
Orthodox or
we
this.
were talking about those things, I'd at least have a paddle
Mm-hmm.
with me.
Mm-hmm.
To,
Well, why you got it though? Because I am very
Mhm.
ill-informed with this. Just the basics on the Western, the Continental. If you just do that right now, that
Sure.
would help me.
Yeah, there's the camera right there.
Well, this just how I have my hand, just like this,
Uh-huh.
straight out with my hands a little, and I set it in a little vertically. And what most people don't know is the pickleball paddle should be really, it shouldn't be in the palm of your hand like this. It should be in your fingers, between your fingertips and these pads right here,
Okay.
4 pads. So you can see that I only grip it like this. That's how it looks like it's in my full hand, right? But it's
Uh-huh.
here. Also, this is how golfers will hold a golf
Mhm.
club,
Mhm.
right? So you want it in your fingers more than your palm. And you know, I like to anchor this really tight, but some people hold up. This is a Continental grip right here. It's
It's
like
hammer-
you hold a
hammer
hammer,
grip.
right?
Yeah.
And what that grip means is if I slightly turn left or slightly turn right, that face is going to be pretty square. And it allows you to cut or go up, right? And then you have a Daniel grip is more of the paddle would be more like this, and my hand comes straight on it. So basically, like you're shaking hands with a paddle.
Mhm.
So they're still gonna be able to hit pretty solid volleys. This is gonna be a little weaker on this side because your wrist isn't in this strong position.
Mhm.
Anytime there's a lump, it's weaker. Okay, but
Mhm.
it's also gonna give them, you know, a little
Finesse.
angles and things like that.
Okay.
And then for what we call a semi-Western grip, you could put it down flat and put your thumb and your finger, put that first pad of your hand right in the middle. So now you see when I hold it, it's slightly closed.
And what's this?
This is called semi-Western.
Okay.
Okay, this is where I think the game's going. All right. Create a lot of spin this way. They're serving like this. They're
Okay.
returning like this. The ones that come to the net and play like this, since you can't really hit a backhand like this, they're hitting that shot they call the Tomahawk, where they reach to the side.
Oh, that's becoming a
Because I
thing
can
now.
hit this way, but over here, instead of doing this with my wrist in this weird
Uh-huh.
position, they just come across like this now.
I gotta try
They
that.
call
shot.
it the
Yeah.
Tomahawk. You can get a lot of angle.
Is that still considered a back? So I could have a backhand finally if I did that.
It's kind of windshield wiper-ish, but but it's effective.
Yeah.
People use a grip like that. Do you think they keep that grip the whole game? I mean, that's their grip, or they're switching.
Like I
on
was
and off?
playing with this grip last night. I like to play with it, and I like to serve with it, return with it, hit transition shots with it, and then change it to a volley grip when I get up to the net.
Mm-hmm. Will you go back again after that if you have to go back?
Yeah. I mean, if you can go through, you know, just how you feel it, Continental, Eastern, Semi, Continental,
Mhm.
Eastern, Semi, just like that fast.
Right.
Mhm.
All right. So what else? What else we got? Or is that
Those
everything?
are the big three.
I mean, Western, I don't
Yeah,
think
Western.
Western, nobody's playing like that yet. I mean, Western, your hand's so far underneath the paddle that it's like for tennis.
Do you know what? Do we know anyone who's got a grip like that? Like in our circuit? No.
No.
It's weird. It's really weird.
Yeah, you won't get a full Western grip in tennis because the strings and the balls, it's not the same. It's not gonna compress the string bed while the ball compresses like a tennis ball to hold it and to
Uh-huh.
spin it. right?
So it's good for it could be good for tennis, but
Oh, yeah.
but definitely
I mean,
not for pickleball. It's
no,
not really
for pickleball.
conducive for that. Yeah. Right.
Interesting.
They also, I remember early on when learning about pickleball, is like people talk about how firm you grip it, and having a lighter grip
Right.
versus a tighter grip
Right.
is a big factor too when you're kind of coming up and
Well,
learning.
tension causes rigidity, right? The more tense I am, the more rigid I am. So there's no free flowing. It looks like a hit. I can tell when people are really tense because it looks like a hit versus a stroke.
Mm.
I tell people, I said, would you hit your dog? They say, of course not. Would you stroke your dog?
Mm.
Now imagine what that looks like,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's the difference between when you have tension or no tension. You know, obviously you want to be loose, but the grip pressure changes the whole time.
Yeah.
Reset is soft, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you give me a high ball, I have to tense up to smack it a little, right? If I wanna spin the ball and turn it, I might have to be a little more loose.
To absorb, right? Like the looser grip is going to absorb more of the impact. Is that kind of?
Well, it's also going to flow better. Like I can't hit a topspin shot with a really tense grip, and you know I have to be loose and
It'll
flowy.
punch it. It'll punch it if you're too tight.
You know,
punch it.
I have to be. It has to be smoother. I would say.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I can always see when people are really death gripping the.
Mm-hmm.
Where I see it the most is like someone goes with an overhead and they have that tense grip and they like flat hit the ball like this, right?
Right. You have to tense up to hit a little harder, but your wrist has to pronate
Yeah.
on an overhead, and
I see a lot of people that don't, most people without like an overhead sport background, either tennis
right.
or volleyball.
If you haven't
Yeah.
done a lot of
they don't pronate the wrist. They just go
Right.
flat through the whole thing.
right,
Yeah. And then if you're too loose, sometimes even if you hit the edge of the paddle, it'll kind of spin in your hand a little bit too on the overheads.
yeah. If any that happens in tennis with volleys and stuff, people will ask me, why is my paddle rotating? I'm not holding it tight enough. It has nothing to do with that. You're just not hitting the center.
Square.
Mhm.
You're getting all the weight on an edge. Of course, it's going to rotate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's going to turn some.
I just do a lot of push. I put the thumb on the back. I'd play like I'm playing ping pong. That's
Yeah.
how I
Well,
play ping pong.
You know what he's talking about. You know, you see a lot of these players that just grab this backhand grip and they go from there. And it's really a backhand dominated sport when you look at the levels that aren't the highest levels, because why it's like that is because your dominant shoulder, whatever hand you play with, right hand or left hand, that's your dominant side, right? And you get to push that forward the whole time, right?
Talk about ping pong. right?
Somebody like me, you get to lead with your dominant side. When you go to a more neutral grip, okay, and then I'm hitting forehands, well, the dominant side is actually turning away from the target.
Yeah.
So that's why people want to stay so backhanded. So the dominant side is always going forward.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand this.
I mean,
Understand
that's
what I mean.
You don't understand.
I don't understand why.
Well, I mean, this
I understand that.
This is how, when I get to the net, I usually play. I'm usually a little bit like this. I mean, I can still shift it if I need to, but like for the most part, which I know isn't conducive to a quick change, but that's just kind of where I'm comfortable, kind of like doing this little push. And that's how I play ping pong too. I kind of just get around.
And that's
everything
okay.
and
That's
push.
going to work up to a certain level, right, for you. And when people actually hit it at you and they find your paddle right square, you're going to really, they're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But when somebody figures out what grip you're in and knows where to go to target that grip, then you're gonna
To where I have to make a transition on the
pulls
fly.
you over there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna hit it that way there.
No, then I have to take the time to flip, and then that's where,
Yeah.
yeah.
That could be a
I've
problem.
seen Adam do some crazy shit sometimes.
Yeah, he's got a real
Just take,
loose.
he'll take his paddle and come
Yeah.
this way.
Mm-hmm.
It's unconventional but good.
Yeah.
That's what some of it what makes it good. Like if he was more of a tennis player, he'd be easier to read.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that it doesn't look conventional, but it still works for him.
Mhm.
That maybe I need to see it a few times before I pick up on it versus before you've even done it to me the way you set up, I know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of when I started playing a lot with Adam, you know they're good, but you don't really realize what they're doing. And so now when I watch him, now that I come back, I'm just seeing he's barely ever hitting the ball square. Like it's always some sort of chop. Like he does these
Where
little
he
chops
slices everything
all
puts
the
spin
time.
on everything.
Mm-hmm. And it's really, really
he has
impressive.
fun with it.
Yeah. Well, that's what Artie and them were saying too. Like it always seems like he's messing around. Like that's his style. It's like he's being playful with it, but really that's just his style.
Mm-hmm.
He's not just like toying with you.
Right. No, that's just how he plays.
Mhm.
It's solid. There's no way to get better at that without playing really good opponents and drilling.
Mhm.
Right.
Which
Like,
he just-
he would
he
he would
vowed
have
not
he
to.
doesn't like to drill what you said, but he would have to.
He's gonna drill.
He would
I mean,
have
we did
to-
the first time ever, but he's
Mhm.
like, what the heck? And there might have been we found a paddle near the parking lot. I don't know how it got there, but there was one.
that got
night.
slung.
Yeah, I'm not saying whose it was or how it got. Or, I don't know. We found one near the parking lot though.
Interesting.
It's a
Yeah.
big throw.
It was a solid throw
Mm-hmm.
on a cold night.
Not as good as Evan's though. You know, Evan threw a paddle. You know, these things are crazy aerodynamic. I don't know. If you
Yeah.
know
I
that.
mean, imagine if it starts rotating like this, it's going to get a little lift.
Mm-hmm.
You know the back court by the
Just
woods.
keep going.
Kahajo, the furthest one back on the corner, but closest to the field.
Right.
So Evan was pissed one day. This is probably a year ago. He tossed it like a frisbee, kind of like across the field, and it caught right, like you just did, hit the wind right, and went almost to where the cars are. That's a long ass shot. I mean, he's talking about what, a
He did
football
it
and a half
This
field?
way or this way?
No, like I guess he just flung
Frisbee.
it and it frisbeed.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, everybody was fucking freaking out. Everybody was looking at it just like, how is this going that far? And it landed, it almost hit a car.
Well, I had a partner at the Villages. I won't say any names. He never throws a paddle. He got mad for some reason, threw it over the fence. It did hit a car. It did hit one of his friend's cars on the hood and dented it.
Oh no!
And he wrote a check that day.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's the right thing to do.
Right that day.
Of course. I mean, that's what you should do.
You find out what that costs. I got it. And then, so that wasn't cheap,
Yeah.
No.
you know.
It's an expensive anger management lesson right there.
True.
You ever throw paddles across fields?
No.
What do you do with your frustration? I mean, I see a lot of tennis crash outs, people slamming the rackets on the ground and stuff, breaking them. I mean, but what's your go-to with frustration when you're playing? And
I've got to eat it.
yeah,
Yeah.
you get real quiet.
It's not that. I mean, I'm in a different position than a lot of these guys,
Hmm.
right? I can't go out there and act a fool.
Yeah, you can't embarrass yourself.
I'm the
Yeah.
head tennis director at Fort King for 25 years. And like I said, even if I don't know you, you might know me,
Mm.
right?
You just get in the car when it's silent and scream.
Oh, I go home and sometimes just eat dinner and I don't say another word the whole night. I mean, I just haven't spoken to any. I don't speak. It's usually not winning or losing. It's usually being frustrated with just maybe, like I said, I decided long ago, like when you go to hit a shot and you miss it, never matters, right? Do you think anybody's ever trying to miss? Right.
Right.
Nobody's ever trying to miss. So I don't, that doesn't occur to me as a problem if you miss. It occurs to me if like you keep doing the same crazy thing over and over that's getting me killed or you're not you don't see that I keep getting this ball to the perfect spot. And if you would just be in this spot, you could put it away every time. And it's usually the situation's changed so fast. I can say when it does this, you do that. And then you think you're in that similar situation because the ball in the name, but everybody's not in the same spot. It's really not the same, right?
Yes.
You don't know enough about it to know that it was different already. And so for me, that becomes a little frustrating.
So the
but-
frustration is playing like somebody else you're
Partner
playing with who's
frustration.
not playing you're not allowing you to play your game, basically.
Right, like if
Because
I'm
of
already,
situational stuff.
if I'm hitting a shot that puts somebody in trouble and it was difficult just to get the ball to that spot and we're letting them get out of that spot every time
Mhm.
for free,
Mm-hmm.
I can only create so many opportunities.
Yeah.
So is it more? I mean, does Jason ever have a 3-5 night where you're just having a bad night? You're playing 3-5. Like I mean, like you're down that.
No, not 3-5. I mean,
That's where we say that. Yeah, your floor is so much
No,
higher. So I mean,
no.
but I mean, are you ever like frustrated with or do you still have those bad nights where you're frustrated with your performance? You're just like everything I was hitting was going out. I mean, does that happen? Are you that hot? Are you just not that hot?
it's
cold
not
anymore?
that. It's like if I'm hitting the ball flat and I can't hit it in, then I can roll it.
Yeah. So, okay. So you
Okay.
got more tools in the bag. So,
Yeah, I have options too. If that's not working, I can hit it. I don't have to hit it hard. I can slice it.
Mhm. So most of your frustration then comes from obviously
My
your
level
partner.
varies greatly. Like when I talk to people about like maybe like a John Sperling, you know, his his level, if his level's like this and my level's like this normally,
Mm-hmm.
his level varies like that.
Mm-hmm.
My level varies like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Compared to John, who varies like that.
Mhm.
Because
I talk
he
about that all the time.
he is committed to playing one style of pickleball.
Mhm.
Well, y'all, whatever they call it, crash and smash. He calls it drop and pop, right? Because it's going to be slower. He's going to drop it. He's going to get in. He's really good at it. And it works for him so methodically that just goes for him. Now, I just don't have fun that way.
Right.
So for me, it's not. First of all, let me just tell you something. If you get into a tournament and you can't get to the kitchen line as much as they do, you cannot win. I am a big believer when you can talk about strategy as much as you want, get to the kitchen line.
Mm-hmm.
Get to the kitchen line, right? So that's what I see, when I watch guys smack the ball playing. They're very comfortable attacking the ball against people they know. At Cohadjo, there's nobody around. Then you turn it on the tournament, and those shots aren't as easy, and they come back,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't get to the line. Get to the line first and foremost.
You're not going to win point to the baseline.
You're just not going to win there. Get to the line. Okay, that's it. It's simple. That's the first thing to do to have a chance to win more is get to the line.
Before your opponent does. In most, if you can.
You can't all the time, right? Because if you serve, you have to stay back. Get to the line every time you can that they're already there. And then once you're there, try not to let them there. But of course, that's their goal also. But get there. Just find a way to get there.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong from there. And that's when your skills are going to get better, because if you're up there, you're going to be forced to hit some dinks.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Now I've never seen John play, but playing that slow style, is he ever doing speed ups or is it just a dink game until
Well, all the
someone
time,
makes a
because
mistake?
he's got you in 2 or 3 dinks in his pattern that you're hitting it high. And then
He'll put it away.
if he doesn't hit you in the chest first, a lot of him is misdirection.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're looking one way, but it's really coming another way.
Mm.
I think he's hit me more than anybody's hit me. It's not malicious,
Right.
right? It's usually like I put the ball here where I shouldn't have put it. And now it's the best spot to win the point is right there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the ball comes. It's not malicious.
Mm-hmm.
Just part of the thing.
It's just
That's the
what
pop part.
happens.
Popping
Yeah.
with it. Yeah.
Drop and pop.
Drop and
That's
pop,
the pop.
right? So, yeah. There are some times where you can't drop, right? If somebody's giving you really, that's a good question. Should I drop all the time? When should I drive? Where does the ball land? If the ball lands deep and slow, you can still drop. But if it's deep and fast, the level of difficulty to take all the pace off that ball from so far back might be so hard. You're just better driving it or lobbing it. You're definitely driving all the balls that land off of short returns.
Mm-hmm.
You want to drive that.
Yeah, come in on it.
right?
Yeah, because you don't want to bring them a reason to come in. You want to put it down.
Or you got
put it back.
momentum forward,
Mhm.
You know, if you have an advantage, you have to take that advantage. You
Mhm.
can't. I see that a lot in pickleball. That opportunities when the window is open for one shot, and once
Mhm.
that window closes, we don't know when it's going to open again. So that's why it's.
Mhm.
And that's what I see a lot is like when I play at a different level is that once the window opens, somebody's gonna punish you
Mhm.
right away. That doesn't really happen all the time at Cohadjo.
Mhm.
You can get away with a lot of stuff.
I mean, you're kind of adapting to the soft game because you're seeing that wall with the hard game once you get to the higher level.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So kind of way I've come to terms with it. Like if I played 10 times,
Mhm.
I might only be able to play my fast game to where I have my A game to where I could hit the ball where I want, maybe 2 out of 10 times, right? Which is fun when those 2 out of 10 are working, right?
Yeah, you look
But
like
then-
amazing.
Yeah. But realistically, then there's the average times, which are probably, 6, right? 6 of the 10 are just, I'm getting some of them in, but not enough. But then my last 2 are the days I can't hit anything in, right? Well, the problem is when you get to the higher level, those 2 out of 10, they're fun, but there's just no consistency, right?
Yeah, and you're not getting it past good
Correct.
people. Like they're too
No,
fast.
which I don't really expect to get a pass, but I expect a pop up or an easier drop second shot. But so now, yeah, I am starting to like, all right, let me at least be able to when I when I don't have my 2 special days out of 10,
Mhm.
I need something else to be able to fall back on to get the ball in play
Mhm.
to where I can dink. It's just, but I need to be able to dink to where the ball stand like it's not just a normal dink. Like I could dink the ball, but am I dinking it to where it's popping up enough to where you're putting the
Yeah.
ball back at me, right?
Well,
Like,
we call it a dead dink,
yeah.
right? If it's not, if it's easily attackable, it's a dead dink,
Mhm.
right? It's not a defensive dink. A defensive dink and a dead dink are totally different. You don't have to hurt somebody with a dink, but maybe you keep it low enough, close enough to the
Mhm.
net, out of the strike zone enough. A dead dink, maybe somebody put you in trouble and you just did your best to get it over, and
Mhm.
now you know you're defending.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
still in trouble.
You're about to be.
Yeah.
You're in trouble right now, and can
Mhm.
you get out of it? Right. That's a paddle up situation. When is paddle up? When is paddle down? When people ask me that all the time, I think it's one of the things I say the most to people. My partner will be at the net, and I'll hit a return and run in and get next to him, and I'll have my paddle up, and I'll be paddle up
Yeah.
because their paddle's down.
Mhm.
And if they're back there and they're not to the line yet, they're definitely driving it. So get your paddle up.
Sure.
I'm a paddle up guy. I think that gravity's your friend. You can always
Go
bring
down.
your paddle down to dink pretty easily,
Mhm.
but you can't get it up to defend.
Yep.
So I like to have my paddle a little higher rather than lower.
Mhm. I agree with that.
I think I keep mine up too. Because why you try to take a lot of stuff out of the air in the kitchen.
Mhm.
So I think I keep mine up.
So now working on the slow game, I've played twice since practicing, which is hard to say. But now it's just like rewiring the brain. Like I know I've practiced it, but like when you're in a game setting, like all right, like my default shot used to be this. Like you're talking about patterns. Now I have to remember to like actually play that game. So it's making me play terrible at the moment, but I'm sure long term it'll be better. But and when I say terrible, only because I'm thinking too much about like because I would naturally hit this ball, but I've been trying to work on some other stuff.
But
So
a win has to
reflex.
change for you. A win is not, did you win the game?
Yeah,
A win
correct,
was,
yeah.
did I hit 10? Did I not run around my backhand
Mhm.
10 times? And did I at least win half those points that I didn't do that? That's a win for you.
Mhm.
That's how you have to see it that day.
Yeah.
Like you have to find a different way to get a win.
That's
So we
good.
tell Tony all the
Right.
time.
That's
There's a different ways
tremendous.
to get a win.
Yeah.
Some of the best matches I ever played, where I played the highest level I've played in tennis or pickleball, were matches I didn't win because that player of that high level made you play such a high level
Mhm.
that they brought it out of you,
Mhm.
and that's where you have to know when there's a difference of did you lose or did you get beat.
Sure.
Okay, so it's okay to get beat. You're playing somebody better. You might have a lot of competitive points, and they come out on top of them more than you do.
Mhm.
Losing is way different. When you losing usually doesn't take very long. The points are short. You can't find anything redeeming about your play when it's over with. So you have to know the difference between getting beat and losing, and it's always okay to get beat, never okay to lose.
Mm-hmm.
I think anybody can handle
Yeah.
that. Be like, oh, he was better than me today. Good
Yeah.
for him. I can't wait to do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, God, I played so poorly against this player
Yeah.
that's not good, and I lost.
Yeah,
You're not
that-
even looking forward to doing that again,
Yeah.
right? There's no, I want to get back in the saddle
Right.
to that. So it's important
It's just crushing.
to
Yeah.
compete as hard
Yes.
as you can for the mental part to be right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm able to find a lot of silver linings in my game now, coming back, like to where even when I'm losing, I'm still like, oh, I'm getting it back. I'm doing these drops. My drops were good today. Like, even though I'm losing majority of the games, so like I said, take a year and a half off, come back, and then,
That's the suggestion.
and then you'll be all right losing again
Yeah.
or getting beat, depending on the ones.
I think that might be it. What do you think?
One of the things that we should do is we should encourage people to send in questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Send in questions for like strategy or since I can bring a paddle out here.
And I know we've talked about too. That's a good point. Like maybe going out on the court one day and just going through some basic stuff.
We can go on court. We can talk about a lot of stuff, but really whatever the viewers want to see is what we want to provide for them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if they can send just some little comments about, we found this informative, that informative or
Yeah, we could dive deeper on each
more
topic.
of this, and then we can break that down for them.
And as far as our audience goes, a lot of people don't know we're not just on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple, Music and stuff too. You can leave comments on there, and we'll see those as well. I know YouTube can be a pain having to leave it open unless to be able to play and stuff like that. So you can find us on other channels. It's not this big to do of like having to keep the YouTube app open the whole time to watch us. So there's definitely a place to look for there. But always the like and subscribe on all those platforms, really helps us out as well.
Absolutely.
All right.
We're good.
We're good.
Thanks, guys. Looking forward to next time already.
Let's do it.
All right.
On the mic with a grin and a smile. Don't get too close or we'll lob you in style. Let's Kitchen Banter. We keep it loose, a little strategy, a little extra.